Hello, this is Julie. It's been a while since I have done a sales video, but I wanted to make sure to do this before too much longer, being the middle of December now. But I like to do these videos just to share what I've learned, and I like to watch these kind of videos and get some idea of what is selling out there, though of course things change rapidly. Something is selling quickly and then it stops selling, but I just wanted to share some of these things with you. These are some of the sales that I had. November was quite good. I did find things throughout the year that were Christmas, and I think I started listing them a little bit late in the season, so I will start doing them earlier. I know some people list seasonal things year-round. It doesn't matter. At this point, I don't have a store, and so I'm trying to keep the amount of things I have manageable, because when you don't have a store to kind of keep things corralled, it can get out of hand. So the first item is a Dimension brand, and it's a cross-stitch kit, and it was sealed. Forest bird wreath, and these sold fairly well, and I was able to get $30 for that. And then this is Waverly Fabric, and this was quite popular brand. And I learned from this that when you are selling fabric by the yard, you have to be very specific. I looked at other listings, and they often put the acronym BTY, which means by the yard. When I got a sale on this, I just had a nagging feeling. So I contacted the buyer and I said, "You realize this is for 1 yard?" And she did not. And I had 4 yards listed, and to get 4 yards of this for $20 would have been a very incredible deal. And as a buyer, I would have wondered why it was so cheap. So I had to cancel that transaction. I changed it in the title to say sold by the yard. I tried to make it very clear in the description that you were buying 1 yard with quantity, but all 4 yards sold 2 yards at a time, so all is well. But I did learn from that. This is a 31 purse, and I looked up the pattern name, so I was able to list that. And it was very clean, and that sold fairly quickly. This cross-stitch pattern I found in a thrift store, and I wasn't getting good sell reception, but it was just a neat pattern, and after discount it was like 35 cents. So, you just pick it up. It was called the Lady of the Flag. The designer of it designed it to commemorate September 11th. And when I looked it up, these were going for quite some money. And this was just the paper pattern, nothing included. So I put it on auction, and I was able to get $97. Now the the buyer did pay shipping, but I did bump it up to priority, and packaged it real well. And I noticed a lot of the other listings didn't have many pictures of the pattern, and if I'm going to spend good money on a pattern, I want to see the pattern to make sure that it is in good order. But I don't know if others did not take pictures of the pattern, that you could copy the pattern from the pictures. I'm not sure if that was why. These are a regular choice. They make some really wacky type shoes. These are real cute with embroidered flowers and black lace. And I actually sold these twice. The first time the buyer did not pay, but got a nice price out of those for my $2 investment. This is Woolrich sheets, 100% cotton, very good quality. And I was able to get $67, and it had, it was quite heavy, so it was expensive shipping, but very good quality sheets. if I can fit a sheet set in a padded flat rate, oftentimes I offer free shipping, but if it is more bulky or that I can't fit it in the padded flat rate, I usually charge the shipping because it can, of course, vary across the country. And this is a Thomas Bryan duvet cover. This took me a very long time to sell, and I ended up taking a best offer. It was a really nice piece, really good quality, but I don't know if it was my pictures or exactly what, but it did take a while to sell. This is a cross sill. They make a lot of good drapery. This was a sheet with a ruffle. You find a floral sheet with a ruffle. Those are very desirable. So one queen flat sheet, I was able to get $20 plus shipping. These Garfield ornaments, there are 3 of them in a bag for I think $2-3. And it was a Matrix brand, and I looked these up, and the ones that had sold were selling for about $15 a piece. So I didn't really want to deal with selling them one at a time, so I thought maybe selling them in a lot would be more desirable. These were, the cords on them that hung from the tree were kind of dirty, and there were some issues to the ornaments, which I tried to photograph as well as I could and mentioned in the listing. But here you can kind of see the cord was it's almost like rusty. It was a gold material. Anyway, that sold fairly quickly for $45. Garfield is popular. I found 2 of these shirts. They looked brand new. It was an Elvis Presley's 1X woman's pajama top, kind of a thick cotton, almost a flannel feel to it. They're real cute. They were from the Bradford Exchange, which makes collector's plates and whatnot. And they had these cute, let's see if I can find it, these cute heart buttons on them as well. And this took a little while, but I was able to sell both of them, and I like to do those quantity listings. Haflinger. I have sold these type of wool slippers before. They're quite desirable and they wear really well. So the couple pair that I have found looked in very good condition, and these can sell well, especially in the right time of year when people are reminded that it gets cold. So Laura Ashley Pillow Sham, really easy to list, ship, and they're fairly inexpensive at the thrift store. Excuse me. Oh, here's my Talking Baby Sinclair dinosaur plush. And I think he was like 12, 14 inches tall. And they were going fairly well. I did put him just to buy it now. Had a fair amount of views and watchers, but nothing happened. So the second time around, I started on auction and did fairly well. The voice box, if you held onto the string a little bit and modulated how it spoke normal, but if you just pulled the cord and let it go in, it spoke, pretty quickly. It was from 1991. The bids, got 19 bids, and it sold fairly decently. There were quite a few listed, and they were selling across the board as far as prices, so I was glad to have that. This one was quite clean. I did some surface cleaning on it. So Williams-Sonoma gold toile tablecloth, and the first time I had lots of watchers, lots of views, but nobody was biting, even when I put my buy it now to best offer. So I put it on auction, and I got almost as much as I was initially asking, so $51 plus shipping for a tablecloth. This is the third Mary Kay perfume that I sold. My sister-in-law had been a Mary Kay representative, and they were moving, and she had a garage sale, so I picked these up for a couple dollars each. And these were all discontinued. People like a certain fragrance and they look for it, and my sister-in-law being a representative, these were either brand new or very little of it used, so they went pretty well at $30. Again, perfumes need to go ground. Dansko shoes, these are a nice size, 8 to 8.5. Took a little while to sell, but they were in fairly good condition. So I do look for some shoe brands, but I don't sell too many shoes. Now this is a little of my retail arbitrage. I don't do much of it, but last year at Target I was able to come across some Christmas things for 90% off. So I found some placemats and some table runners for, like, I think these were like 39 cents a piece. And so that's better than thrift store. In fact, Goodwill must have gotten Target's stock after Christmas, what didn't sell, and this year they are selling these table runners for like up to $10. So it's crazy some of the prices they put on some of the new stuff. But so these sold fairly well. I sold 6 of them for $25. Another retail arbitrage at Michael's, a Wilton candy mold of a house, and I would have been happy to keep this, but I thought, well, I'll just see if it sells, because I certainly don't need any more candy molds. Here is a 3X women's fleece robe, and I got $15 plus shipping, which isn't a whole lot, but I often get wonderful feedback because people are happy to be able to find items like this. Here was another one of the Target after Christmas sale. I think I paid like $1.80 for this table runner and was able to sell it for $20. Okay, the Powerpuff Girls musical snow globe. It was new in the box. I did get it at a thrift store. It looked in perfect condition. It had the styrofoam and everything. So I don't really like to sell breakable items, but since it came with the styrofoam, I figured it was probably in the best condition to ship that way, and thankfully I was able to sell it before it got too cold, because I'm not sure what the liquid inside the snow globe would have done with the temperature of 16 below today with wind chill. So it was just such a good deal at the time, but I don't think I would do this routinely, so I was able to sell that for $40 plus shipping very carefully. Christopher Radko, his ornaments sell really well. I saw this new in the package tablecloth, and I did find this at a thrift store after Christmas when they had their Christmas things on sale. So that went for $25. Here was a 2X flannel nightgown in really nice shape. So again, not a big money maker, but people are looking for that kind of stuff. This was one of my first variation listings. I found like 1 or 2 silhouette patterns, and I'm not quite sure, I'm a sewer, but I'm not quite sure the sizing on these, but they do go to some of the higher sizes. Like some of these are 14 to 28. They were all uncut. Well, I found 2 of them, and one of them sold really quickly for $14.99, and they're so easy to ship. And I only buy patterns if they're uncut. And after I sold this pattern, when I went back to the thrift store, I found 11 of them for 75 cents a piece. So I grouped them together, shirts, coats, and bottoms, and have been selling them off slowly but surely. Here are polar bear napkin rings, another after Christmas thrift store find for just I think like 50 cents, and was able to get 30. And they were resin, so I was careful on how to ship them, but they were light enough to go first class. Here's a Maxine real fun Hallmark shoebox Christmas cards, and they were die cut, and the envelopes had decorations on them, so really fun. The lady that bought them wished I had had more, so I wish I had more too. Ralph Lauren twin bed skirt gingham sells quite well in children's bedding and linens, so that was a good sale for $30. This Tinker toy was from 1986, and I'm not sure if this was given to my daughters for a gift and they never opened it, but I found it in the playroom area, and it still had the plastic on it, so I know that the old vintage toys like this can sell, and I was able to get $40 with paid, or the buyer paid shipping, and I assume everything inside is okay because I could, it's sealed up and I couldn't open it up to see. For all I know, everything was moldy or rusty, but there it is. This was a Coca-Cola Santa Christmas stocking I found at a garage sale for $1. It was nice quality. Here was another needlepoint. Here is another lesson that I learned. I had looked at this, had taken pictures. It looked sealed, and you can see in one of the pictures right here is blue tape, the blue painter's tape. That had been sealed up. Well, I put sealed in the listing, and it sold, and then when I took it off the shelf to pack it, I thought, oh my word, this has been taped up. It's not sealed. But I took the tape off. Everything was there. The yarn was still, I don't know if you can see it, but maybe right there. The yarn was still well wrapped, together. It looked like it had never been used, but I contacted the buyer and I said, I'm sorry, this is not sealed. Everything looks to be inside. Is it still okay? They said yes, as long as it's complete. So I took everything out of the package and took a picture because, I don't know, I just wanted, I guess, to prove that everything was there. And so I got a message from the buyer a couple days after it had said that it was delivered, and they said it was, are you sending this to me? And I said, according to tracking, it was delivered yesterday. And I said, and if you have, you don't have it, please contact your post office. Well, I never did hear from them, so I assume they must have found it. Maybe one of the family members brought it in and they didn't see. And they left me good feedback. So, I guess as a buyer, I don't know if I would have been as kind about it, but I was very thankful that they were understanding and did not cancel the order. These are some Merrill hiking boots. I found these at a garage sale. I paid a whopping $4. I don't usually spend that much, but I thought maybe these would be desirable. They were a larger size 13, and they did go for $40 plus shipping. Here's some Sorel boots I found at a church garage sale. Now I had the Merrill hiking boots, these boots, and another pair of boots. All three sell within 2 days, so I guess the boot shopping time was at that point. So these were size 11. These were in quite good condition. The liners were very good condition. Growing up, we snowmobiled, and snowmobile boots with the liners, they seemed to be notorious for getting holes and leaking, so we'd put bread bags on our feet and put our feet in our boots to keep them dry. But it was in very good condition. And here are some Van leather hiking boots, and again, this kind of stuff is kind of foreign to me, so I'm not really exactly sure all the key words to use.